Have you noticed how more and more Americans are deciding to leave some of the country's biggest cities? This trend has taken a sharp turn in 2024, as many people are packing up and searching for a better life elsewhere. So, what's behind this mass exodus? Well, it's a combination of several major factors: rising living costs, declining quality of life, lack of job opportunities, and even safety concerns. These challenges are not just affecting a few individuals, they're reshaping entire communities. From skyrocketing rents and increasing crime rates to economic stagnation and overpopulation, the reasons for this shift are as diverse as the cities themselves. What's even more surprising is that many of these cities were once among the most sought-after places to live in the U.S. Today, we're diving into the top 10 cities that Americans are leaving in 2024. We'll break down the reasons for their decline and explore the data behind this mass migration. So, if you're curious about which cities are losing their charm and why, stick around. You might be surprised by some of the names on this list. But before we jump in, here's a question for you. If you were to leave your current city, what would be the number one reason? Let us know in the comments below as we get started with our countdown. San Francisco, once known as the crown jewel of the West Coast, has experienced a steady outflow of residents in recent years. The city's allure, built on its tech boom and stunning scenery, has gradually eroded due to soaring living costs, a worsening homelessness crisis, and safety concerns. The average rent for a one-bedroom apartment is now around $3,400 per month, making it one of the most expensive cities in the country. Additionally, the cost of goods and services is about 25% higher than the national average. Many longtime residents feel financially squeezed, with some even dubbing the city unlivable due to the financial strain. San Francisco's population has decreased by nearly 8% since 2020, reflecting the steep rise in living expenses. The city's unemployment rate is 4.5% higher than the national average of 3.7%, and it struggles with a growing income gap. Tech workers who were once drawn to the city for lucrative job offers are now choosing more affordable locations. It's not just the cost of rent, says a former resident, it's the sense that you're constantly hustling to stay afloat. San Francisco's vibrancy is undeniable, but the everyday stress has become too overwhelming. Would you trade high salaries and a fast-paced lifestyle for a slower, more affordable one? Share your thoughts below. Chicago's iconic skyline, cultural diversity, and deep dish pizza can't seem to counter the city's pressing issues. Residents are increasingly fed up with the city's high taxes, crime rates, and underfunded public schools. Property taxes have been steadily increasing, with homeowners paying 6% more in 2023 compared to the previous year. Public safety is also a major concern. Violent crime, including shootings and carjackings, has surged in many neighborhoods, causing fear among residents. Combined with harsh winters and high living costs, many are choosing to relocate to nearby suburbs or other states. The city's crime rate increased by 15% last year, and property taxes rank among the highest in the country. The city has seen a 5% population decline in the last 3 years, reflecting residents' frustrations. The sense of community is still strong here, notes a former Chicagoan, but when you weigh the crime rates and financial burden, it's hard to justify staying. Many residents express disappointment, pointing out that Chicago's potential for growth remains hindered by long-standing issues. Do you think rising taxes and crime are enough to make people leave a city they love? Let's discuss in the comments. Portland, once praised for its unique culture and progressive values, is now struggling to retain its population. A surge in crime rates, open drug use, and homelessness have pushed many residents to leave. The city's appeal has also been dampened by environmental concerns, such as poor air quality during wildfire season, making it difficult for residents to enjoy the outdoors. Despite being known for its Keep Portland Weird slogan, the city's economic prospects have diminished, with fewer job opportunities and slower growth compared to its peak years. Portland has seen a 3.4% drop in population since 2021, and over 40% of residents reported dissatisfaction with the local government in a recent survey. Air quality index levels have frequently exceeded healthy standards, causing health concerns for many residents. A former Portland resident says, "I love the vibe of this city, but it's not the same anymore." Rising crime, smoky summers, and the overall lack of safety are deal breakers. The once thriving downtown area has also seen a sharp decline in foot traffic, with many businesses shutting down permanently. Would you stay in a city with unique culture but increasing safety and environmental concerns? Let us know what you think. Detroit has long been known as the Motor City, but its economic recovery after the 2008 financial crisis has been slow and uneven. Despite efforts to revitalize the city, Detroit continues to face high unemployment rates, deteriorating infrastructure, and underfunded public services. The poverty rate stands at a staggering 33%, making it one of the poorest major cities in the U.S. The city's neighborhoods still show signs of neglect, with vacant lots and abandoned buildings prevalent across various areas. Detroit's unemployment rate is currently 7.3%, nearly double the national average. The city's population has decreased by nearly 10% since 2010, reflecting persistent economic difficulties. Detroit has potential, says a longtime resident, but the lack of job opportunities and crumbling infrastructure make it hard to stay hopeful. The city's growth remains stunted by its struggle to attract businesses and improve public services. Can a city with a rich history overcome economic adversity to become livable again? What do you think? Los Angeles has always been a symbol of opportunity and glamour, but behind the glitz, many residents face high living costs, heavy traffic, and growing homelessness. The city's public safety concerns and strained public education system have made it harder for families to justify staying. With the average rent at $2,900 per month, Los Angeles has become one of the least affordable places to live in the U.S. Furthermore, many residents report spending an average of 90 minutes commuting each day, adding to the stress of daily life. Homelessness in Los Angeles increased by 13% in 2024, reaching a new high. Public schools rank below average compared to national standards, with a 75% satisfaction rate among parents surveyed. A former LA resident shared, "It's hard to thrive here when you're stuck in traffic for hours and dealing with sky-high rents. The city's energy is undeniable, but so are the challenges." Would you give up sunshine and glamour for more affordable living? Tell us in the comments. New York City's allure as the city that never sleeps has dimmed for many due to skyrocketing living costs, high taxes, and safety concerns. The pandemic left the city struggling to recover, with many residents facing financial instability and crowded living conditions. The cost of rent in Manhattan now averages $4,200 per month, while taxes and healthcare costs have soared. Additionally, public transit safety concerns have increased, causing many to reconsider the city's overall livability. The city has seen a 5% decline in population since 2020, with many moving to suburbs or out of state. The overall cost of living is 20% higher than the national average. New York is magical, but the financial pressure and constant hustle make it exhausting, says a former resident. Many people have opted for quieter, more affordable suburban lifestyles, seeking a better work-life balance. Could you trade the excitement of a big city for more peace of mind? Let's hear your thoughts below. Seattle, once considered one of the fastest-growing tech hubs, has struggled with rapid gentrification, increasing inequality, and a growing homelessness crisis. The influx of tech workers drove up housing prices, making it unaffordable for many longtime residents. The city also faces challenges related to public safety, with rising crime rates and ongoing concerns about police accountability. Residents have expressed frustrations over the political climate and lack of effective solutions to local issues. Median home prices have surpassed $840,000, while rental costs have risen by 9% over the past year. Homelessness rates have also increased by 10% since 2022, creating a more visible crisis. Seattle used to be more inclusive, says a former resident, but it's becoming a playground for the wealthy, pushing others out. Despite job opportunities, the city's high living costs and social challenges have pushed many to seek alternative locations. Is access to high-paying jobs worth the rising cost of living? What's your take? Miami's vibrant lifestyle, warm climate, and beautiful beaches can't make up for the city's high living costs, frequent flooding, and increasing vulnerability to climate change. Residents are concerned about Miami's resilience in the face of rising sea levels, with many opting to move inland or to safer areas. Miami's housing market has become increasingly unaffordable, with median home prices far exceeding local wages. The city's infrastructure struggles to cope with heavy rains and hurricane threats, making it less attractive for long-term settlement. Miami's cost of living is 22% higher than the national average, and climate projections indicate that rising sea levels could displace up to 100,000 residents by 2040. A former Miami resident mentioned, "I love the beach life, but the risks of flooding combined with high costs made me think twice about staying." How would you balance the allure of a city's lifestyle with the risks of natural disasters? Let us know below. Philadelphia faces a mix of economic, safety, and social challenges. Despite being rich in history and culture, the city has struggled with high crime rates, a sluggish job market, and underfunded public schools. The unemployment rate is 6.2%, among the highest for major U.S. cities, while violent crime rates remain a top concern for residents. Many have reported dissatisfaction with local governance, citing lack of safety and limited job opportunities as major reasons for leaving. Philadelphia's crime rate rose by 10% over the last year, while the population has decreased by nearly 6% since 2019. There's potential in Philadelphia, says a local resident, but without stronger job growth and safer neighborhoods, it's tough to stay committed. Can cultural heritage be enough to keep people in a struggling city? What's your view? New Orleans tops the list of cities people are leaving in 2024. High crime rates, recurring natural disasters, and an economy struggling to diversify have made it difficult for residents to maintain a stable life. Many locals have expressed concerns about personal safety, poor infrastructure, and the cost of rebuilding after frequent floods and hurricanes. The city's charm is undeniable, but for many the risks outweigh the benefits. New Orleans has seen a nearly 9% population decline since 2019. The city's crime rate is 3 times the national average, making it one of the least safe major cities in the U.S. Flooding continues to be a major challenge, with many areas still recovering from past storms. Leaving New Orleans was one of the hardest decisions I've made, says a former resident, but the constant threat of hurricanes and rising costs made it inevitable. Would you leave a culturally rich city due to safety and natural disaster risks? Share your answer in the comments below, and there you have it, the top 10 cities that Americans are leaving in 2024. As we've explored, the reasons for this mass exodus are varied but significant. High living costs, safety concerns, lack of economic growth, environmental challenges, and even political climates. The broader trend suggests that people are prioritizing affordability, safety, and a better quality of life, often choosing smaller towns or less populated states over traditional urban hubs. These relocation patterns reflect a changing perspective on what it means to truly live well in the U.S. While some cities are still trying to adapt and regain their appeal, others continue to struggle under the weight of long-standing issues. It's clear that 2024 is a pivotal year in shaping where and how Americans decide to call home. But what do you think? Are you considering moving this year? If so, what's the biggest factor driving your decision? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated on the best and worst places to live across the U.S., don't forget to give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell. We've got more engaging content coming your way, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.